What's up, and welcome back to the Let's Glow Show. It's Amanda Sweet, the creative fairy godmother and founder of the Revamped Clothing Swap Festival. And you are here on the Let's Glow Show talking about creative entrepreneurs and their experience into their paths, their crafts, all of the beautiful things. Today, we have a multi-hyphenate executive. Okay, we have Cydney Hill, CEO of the Austin Foundation, and what's the new one?
7 Point Digital.
And CEO of 7 Point Digital. Let's hear it. Welcome to the show. Yes. Okay, backstage, we were just talking about how much stuff there is because it's Women's History Month. And like, I feel like you got it double time because it was Black History Month and it's Women's History Month. I can't imagine how busy.
So much going on, but we're grateful. We're not complaining, you know?
But can we just like spread it out?
Breathe for a second, you know?
Yes. We were just talking about how this, like, somebody told me they were like, oh yeah, like pressure makes diamonds. And I'm like, yeah, but they don't talk about the pressure part. But the pressure part builds bandwidth.
It does.
Helps you find shortcuts. It helps you find solutions. So before we jump into the juicy stuff, which I know we're going to get into, tell our viewer what all of the things are. What is the Austin Foundation? What is 7 Point Digital? Who are you, the human?
Well, we are that girl, number one. But yes, the Austin Foundation, I've been leading it with me and my siblings. I am the oldest of 9 of us, our whole tribe, our whole group. You know, the oldest 6 of us are leading it. And it has been an absolute joy. My mom, she started it back when I was in high school. You know, it started in honor of my grandparents. They had a church down in Southwest Detroit. So I watched them, you know, give back to the community all the time. So to be leading it over the last 4 years is absolutely amazing. And essentially what we do there is all about helping young people get ready for life after high school. Okay. Our goal is to work with them as they're growing up and becoming a young adult. But the biggest thing is, as you are graduating high school, I know we've all gone through it, is figuring out, what am I doing next? Okay. Everybody's telling you
the rest of my life.
Exactly. And you're like, what does that
2-year-old, like,
what is that?
Right.
You're just trying to figure out the foods that you like and don't like, you know. Now you're telling me, what's my career? I don't know I don't even know what I like yet, you know. The shirt I like to wear, the pair of pants. What are
the hygiene routine? Like, we just learned this, like maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Like,
and it's just, I just figured out what I enjoy doing, and I just turned 29. So it's
okay, I'm 36 years old. I still don't know what I like to do. It changes every day.
It changes every day. And that is a very big thing to ask high school students. So as we've been working with them, my biggest goal for the Austin Foundation is bringing in those resources and those programs to help define them through those phases. So our main one, Becoming Young Adults, is all about helping them through financial literacy, mental health, and those general adulting nuances. The things that they tell you, like, oh, nobody told me I did Michigan for undergrad. Nobody told me about the apartment application that you would fill out. Then you would have to go get the DT energy. I didn't know that you had to go do all of that. Why was nobody going to tell us that? They're just telling you to go off to college. And
this is what everybody does.
But this nobody tells you.
And exactly. This is okay, yeah, you're getting me fired up.
It's a lot. It is so much. But it's like me and my siblings, we're taking all of our experiences being undergrad and being corporate and letting them know, hey, this is the different things that you're going to go through. Because it was a lot. I did the traditional path of graduating high school, going to college at Michigan, going into corporate, and then I got my master's program, and I'm still like, okay, it's a lot. But those things are the biggest things. And those phases that 18 to 24, you don't know what you're doing.
No, you don't know what you're doing. Your entire 20s. I feel like you went through all these systems, right? And now you're like not in school anymore and you're a CEO now, but the whole cycle of your year is completely different than what you've just done for the last 20 years. Like, corporate America doesn't have summer break. You have spring break.
And that was the biggest, and I'm gonna jump into that in a second. I did not know that at all. It was like, as we're creating our program, again, pulling that corporate experience. And that's how the 7 Point Digital started as well, too. It's like being there at Michigan, right? Everybody's telling you, once you go to the University of Michigan, you're going to get this job. I was a student. This was me, y'all. Everybody, and I was so frustrated because I was entering into my senior year. Okay. It was the first semester, so that fall semester. Everybody had already got their job offers. So they just chilling.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to put in 100, 200 applications, and I had not gotten anything. And it was so frustrating to see. I'm like, I didn't follow everything that everybody's told me to do. And yet I'm still not getting a response back. So I didn't hear anything. This is how mine came in. I was like, well, if I can't get a job, then I'm about to go back to school. So I got my school offer at Wayne State in August. And then that following week, I got a job acceptance. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to school. That's how I ended up here. But being in corporate life, nobody tells you that corporate life is its own thing. Okay.
Yeah.
I was the youngest Black girl on the team. I did not know how to speak the corporate lingo because I'm 22, 23.
They don't teach you that. They don't teach you corporate politics.
I didn't know nothing about that. So it's like, I know how to communicate, but I'm still in my college brain where I'm like, okay, so is we hitting happy hour? Is we about to go out? What are we doing? But it's like none of that in corporate life.
Yeah, no.
My biggest thing that I've learned and I pulled, and I'm working with the students and working in my consulting firm, is breaking all of that information down and making sure that the communication between everybody is smooth. Because that's the biggest thing that I pull from everything. Everybody has to understand everything that you're doing. And it can be as simple. It can be the simplest definition. It does not have to be all of those big words that you don't know. It does not have to do that. It can just be 4-word definition. Okay. And just make it simple, just like that. So don't stress yourself out about it, because I was so frustrated. I was on a data team, texting team. I can't even remember the name of it. So I was on the technology side. So everybody's shooting all of these things. I was on the client side. I was going back and forth. It was hilarious because
you're speaking 2 languages already. You're on the client side, tech side, 2 different worlds.
2 completely. I'm getting frustrated just thinking about it because it was just so much. But I've gone through, and that's just a blurb about me. So I've been in corporate side, I've been nonprofit side, I've been college side. I didn't experience everything. And my biggest thing with the foundation is making sure the kids that we're working with, they don't go through the same experiences that we have gone through as we've gotten older. That's the biggest thing.
My goodness, there's so much. We were like backstage, we were talking about how I've just done my laundry from the last 3 months. And this morning I was like to my husband, we've been saying this thing in our house. We're like, we just have to adult for 1 hour a day. If we do adulting for 1 hour a day, we don't have to do it in one big go. And this morning I just moved some laundry, and I was like, so if we just do laundry for 10 minutes every day for the rest of our lives, we'll be able to keep up with it.
And that's the thing. Nobody's explaining to you what adulting is. And that's the thing.
We just got our doctors. We've been in this house for we've been in this house for over a year. We've been talking about it. We need to get a new doctor. We need to get how do you get a new, there's so much that goes into it that your foundation needs to be nationwide.
And that's
okay. Because kids everywhere, I feel like kids and young adults, there are so many things that we don't talk about. Financial literacy is huge. When I took out a student loan when I went to school, and I remember just signing a piece of paper, okay, cool. Luckily I had the bandwidth to be how do I tackle this? And my dad was in my ear, don't let that student loan, but didn't tell me how. He was just don't let that student loan go. I'm okay, but luckily I was able to work at it and pay it off. And now I'm debt free. I tell all my friends, if you can get debt free, thank you. And then we bought this house, right? But this is debt we want. But I feel like I was learning it from ground zero or ground negative. Like, what is money? What is currency? How do we build wealth? What is wealth? How do you even, all of these questions that like my parents can't answer because they're trying to figure it out too. Like,
I understand. Listen, because for me, I'm first gen college student, right?
mm-hmm.
So it's funny you say the student loans because I was getting I basically got paid to go to the University of Michigan. They gave I full tuition scholarship. It was a beautiful time. Okay. I love it and then I hate it. We were going back and forth with each other, right?
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that I was learning was, and this is why I'm so passionate about financial literacy, is because when I got to Michigan, I was getting refund checks. Now, my first refund check that I got, what did I do with it? Exactly. We was just throwing the cash. Now, what were we supposed to be doing?
Right. We're children.
We're 18. Now we just got $400
money.
This is our own money. We're doing, that's the thing. You don't know what you're supposed to be doing with it. You're living by yourself. You're living with your friends.
There's nobody watching you. Nobody telling you. Oh.
And it's just like, what are the kids supposed to do?
No.
You don't need to spend that cash. So then the next thing I learned, I think my sophomore or junior year, I had learned that you can take, I think, your work study or something like that and turn it into a loan. So I was like, well, just that was my face. So I turned my work study into a loan. Now, is that loan sitting here on my phone? Absolutely. Now, should I have done that? No, because I already had the cash. But with your college brain, you're like, oh, well, exactly. But those are the things that you're getting into and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So again, help the students define the adulting things that nobody's telling them about. The buying the groceries, the getting the car insurance, what else is there? The laundry, buying
the boundaries. But you're in a new phase because you're adding CEO to your list, but you're also adding entrepreneur to your list. Which also, like, I just heard the other day that you can write off cleaning services in your home as janitorial if you're an entrepreneur. I just heard that like this week.
And I'm about to find somebody to help me.
Right. Because I'm like, oh, I'm right. I literally, this past week, I measured my office space and my basement is all storage for the festival that I host. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and somebody was like, you should be writing that off. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I hear you saying those words.
But what are we doing? What does
that mean? And so like I literally went to my basement. I just measured my whole basement, all the space that is like got my storage in it, measured my office up here. I'm just gonna send it to the tax lady and see what she says. I'm hoping that means that like money will come back or something. I don't know what that means.
I don't listen. And I understand, and that's just what entrepreneurship is too. Yeah. Is that you're learning every single day. You don't know what's going on. It's literally a test of faith as well, too.
Mm-hmm. All of the things. Okay, I'm curious because you were our first succession-based business owner on the show. What has that experience been like? Tell me a little bit about that. Family dynamics, working together, like being in the succession to your parents. I'm sure that's a very big loaded question, but you're our first one.
Yes. So happy to be here. I would say for us, in terms of family, it has been absolutely amazing to be working with my family, my brothers and sisters. It is just so much fun as well, too.
Y'all seem like fun. Every time you walk into a room, it's like, oh my gosh, the Hills are here.
No, seriously. Like we always just make sure, and that's the biggest thing, too. We always make sure, one, we got a plate of food, and then two, that we're always just having a good time wherever we are at. I enjoy working with them, and the biggest thing that I've learned is that as you are working with your siblings, you have them as a right hand. They're like your right hand people, because again, I'm on the HR side too, and I understand the hiring process is.
Ooh, that seems like it could be complicated. I want to ask you this is like this feels dramatic to ask, but I'm so curious because my mom and my parents are like, we should start a business together. And I'm like, come work with me. Come on. They won't till they see, anyway. But like, is it because you're the oldest that you're the CEO? Is it because you got a specific degree that you're the CEO? How did is that dramatic to ask of me?
No, it's not. So this is what happened. This is my issue with corporate, or my problems with corporate, is that my biggest thing is communication, right? Mm-hmm. So I was the person in the middle that was reporting the client back to our team. So they told me to do that, and that's what I was doing. And then I learned that you can't share everything in corporate. It's certain ways to share it. You can't. I'm a very direct person. I'm gonna just say what it is. A, don't go A, you need to do B, So That's how they end up letting me go. So, right. I said, well, fine. So I had just graduated. Exactly. That was my thing. Then I was so upset because they let me go on a Monday. And I was like, y'all could have let me go on Friday. I could have celebrated. You feel me?
Right. What was the reason for letting you go? Because not that matters, but
they had let me go because I don't even know. It was because it was the way I had responded to he was like one of the C-suite level people. And I had said, I'll never forget, because our conversation had ended. And I remember they were trying to pull me up for project manager. Mm-hmm. And they kept on making me meet with him. But the thing was, we had ran out of time. I presented what I was supposed to present to him. Mm-hmm. And then I had lost. I just didn't know what else to say. So then I had just shared what was going on. And then he was like, well, did you not do that? Or were you supposed to do that? And then I was like, I remember my heart had started racing so fast because I'm like, oh, snap. Did I just say something I wasn't supposed to say?
Right.
After that, they had made me start checking every single thing that I was doing. I was like, oh, yeah, they're probably about to let me go. And then that's how I ended up getting let go. And then the foundation, she was just chilling. Right. I said, well, fine. I'm just about to keep on rocking and rolling.
Yep.
You didn't hurt my feelings because I didn't like So the foundation have been chilling. I think my mom had started back in like 2012 or 2013. She just been chilling. I had just graduated in education. So it's an educational nonprofit. So I was like, well, let's see what I can do. Yeah. And my background at Wayne State is learning technology and design. So it's all about programming. So I could program on nonprofit side and do program development on the corporate side as well too. So that's how it just kicked off. I said, well, let's just see where this can go. And then we got the siblings with us. And I said, and she's just been growing ever since. So I just thank God for that, because it has literally just allowed for us to see so much. And I'm just, it was frustrating at the time being at the job, but it taught you
everything you were supposed to learn that you didn't learn in school.
It did. Yep. And I'm very grateful for it. So that's how the foundation, and that's how I'm seeing it.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. It's so like, okay, so when you were like, what's up with the foundation? How did the siblings come in? Were you just like, you're coming with me? Or were they like, I want to help out? Like, how did that go down?
It came in like, y'all is coming with me and we about to work on this together. That's exactly how it turned out. Like, and I've learned, like, as working with them, coming in as my mom always said, when y'all work together as a team, you're going to come in real big and mighty, but when you split up, you ain't going to do nothing.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, let's take all of the things that we've learned, all of our different experiences, and let's start at it. And we just been growing ever since.
I'm curious, you don't have to go too deep in each sibling, but like, who are the siblings that are on your team and like, what is their specialty? I just like, what's the cast of characters?
Crew, I can tell you about the crew. So we got Kevin. Kevin is over finance. Kevin is also in real estate as well too. He's number 2. Then we have Austin. Austin is over partnerships. He has his own entrepreneurship as well too. Then we have the set of twins, Chris and Kristen. Chris is over philanthropy and Chrissy is over operations. And then Shear's over communications. So everybody has a background because everybody has gone off to school.
Did that happen on purpose? Like, were they like, oh, I'm gonna do, or is it just like the natural?
It just naturally happened. Everybody was just like, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. So it's honestly just worked out. And I know it's the Lord has it for us because it just works out so smooth. It fits everybody's background, everybody's skill set, and that's how they got the titles that they got because they just know they already know what to do. So
That's amazing. That is so
it's beautiful.
It's so cool. Like, and I see y'all, like, I've only seen really you and Kevin come into the bamboo spaces. But like, I can imagine what it's like the whole squad walking into a room and it just be like, everybody like takes their space up and shines. I love that. That's so cool.
Time. We try to come in mighty, but everybody broken off and we got 50,000 things going on, which we're blessed with. So everybody got their little spots.
Their project. Yeah. Okay. I'm curious how you do family activities. Like, how do you take a break? How do you clock out from work and then be family? Like, what does that look like?
I don't feel like we stop for family. I don't feel
like, what is that? We're just family all the time.
Yeah, I don't think family stops. For me, I have to work on clocking out because, and this is one thing, I'm the one that'll work. I'm the perfectionist and I'm learning. You cannot do that. You have to stop. So that's what I'm reeling away from this year. But it's like I'll stay on my computer all day just doing some type of work, and they have to tell me go to bed. Especially my mom. She's like, "Are you still
live together?"
Yes, we all still stay together.
Okay, work, live, play. Okay.
So it's always so we'll have our moments, especially when we have a bunch of projects going on right now, or we'll just say we can't talk about work right now, and we're like, let's go get some food. That's our biggest way of family time is something to eat. If something is going good, we about to get a plate. If something is going bad, we about to go get some food. So that's our main way.
Okay. Yeah. What is Thanksgiving like? What's Christmas like? Do you guys talk about work? Is it like extended family?
I think for us, it's just the main. It's 9 of us. We had just lost our dad back in 23. So that has been really hard for us because we've been a big group of 11, the big 11.
Yeah.
For a minute. So we had just lost him. But for us, for Thanksgiving, it is a madhouse. Okay. But it's a good time. So good. I'm the leader. I'm over all the desserts. Okay.
Okay.
I'm doing the pecan pies, the sweet potato pies, the breads, the whatever else there's baking, and there's desserts. That's me. Okay. We have Chrissy on some of the side dishes. I know she's over the mashed potatoes for sure off the top.
Okay.
Here's like the assistant chef.
Everybody's got a department.
Now the boys are always tasting and testing the food to see how it tastes. So it's so funny. I wish you could be there and it's not chaotic. If you could be like a fly on the wall. Because
I'm asking to be that right now. I'm like literally like, what is happening?
It would be so funny because the boys always are letting us know if it needs a little bit more vanilla extract, if it needs a little bit more sugar.
They will do it.
There are taste testers, okay? And Matt specifically, he has like, I don't know, he's younger. I think he's either a sophomore or a junior. He's gonna tell us his palate is like a 5-star. His way of taste testing stuff is hilarious. So if it gets approval by Matt, then you're good to go. It's fine.
So you have a number of siblings that are still in school, high school?
Yes. So we have my mom, she has 2, so it's 5 girls and 4 boys.
Wow.
2 sets of twins, 2 boy and girl twins. Nice. And so we group us off into group A, B, and C. So group C is still in school. They are in high school and middle school. So they're graduating, I think, at 26 or 27 or 20.
Wow.
No,
they're going to be the most well-rounded young adults.
We're going to make sure, and I'm going to make sure of it, okay? We're letting them know all of the different things that are out there. If they're going to college, if they're going workforce, if they're going trades, I'm going to make sure they straight.
Are they curious about the business? Are they like tiptoeing in? Do they feel pressure like to also do the Austin Foundation, or are you kind of just letting them be themselves?
we let them do whatever, but I told them at 16, we gonna have you on as an intern doing something. I don't know what it is yet. You're gonna be doing something. And we're gonna have a good time doing it.
That is so cool. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's so cool to hear about, because I feel like, I mean, you hear maybe like a parental succession with just an individual child, but you don't hear about like a whole squad.
And we are a big squad. I'm just very grateful for my mom for kind of setting everything up and it just being there, because it was just kind of just sitting and chilling, and it's just grown. It's just grown so much, and it's honestly just a act of faith. It's literally a faith walk every single day. That's what it is. My trust and my faith in the Lord, that the vision that He's given me, that we're gonna continue to walk in it, and we have to be confident doing it.
Yeah.
Especially that works is dead. So if you believe it in Him, but is you working too? And that's what we're doing every day. We working towards it. We moving towards it. Even when stuff is going left or right, we still gonna actively keep on making it way.
What does your mom say about what you all have built?
She is so proud of us. She says it every day. She says, y'all have grown so much. You grow so much every single day. And especially for me, because even yesterday I was talking to somebody and I was like, dang, I need to start doing this again. She was like, you're already accomplished so much. Don't sit up here and act like you haven't done anything, because you do. We're literally doing something every day. If it's in programs, if it's getting a sponsor, if it's getting a partnership, we're making these accomplishments and these goals. And it's been our mom who's been our biggest support. My mom and my dad, they have been rocking with us and just making sure that we've been okay through it all. And I'm just very grateful for them. For my dad, I'm gonna try not to cry, but it's like they have done. Like, we are the most spoiled as kids, but spoiled in a good way. They just made sure that we had just the computers, we got the internet, we got all of the subscriptions on Disney, all of this stuff. So it's like they make sure that we are okay, and we have that open communication with them. Yeah. And then it's like they brought us closer to the Lord as well too. So having that relationship with the Lord, having that relationship with our mom, is being able to just say what's going on, And I think that's the biggest thing in the corporate world, in the entrepreneurship world, is being able to talk through whatever it is and say, hey, this is what we need. Hey, this is how we're supposed to do it. And then that's just how things are. So I'm just very grateful for just her, just being that support system that we need.
Oh my gosh, what a fun, cool story. I'm curious how you are an individual. Like, you're in this family dynamic, you're in this big organization that you're leading, you're living with your family. How do you find like your individuality in all of these spaces? Because you definitely own it, but I'm just curious, like internally, like you with Spirit, you with the Lord, like how do you make your way, like for our friends that have big families out there too?
It's a lot. It is. But I'm learning as the years are growing that I really do, because I've learned about myself. And as you get older, you learn about yourself more and more. I have learned over the years in friendships and relationships and all of the things that I'm always the one that is making sure everybody is okay. Especially being the oldest, I'm gonna make sure everybody's
daughter. The oldest daughter syndrome.
It is.
Yep. Yeah. And it is. I'm wondering how, like, of 9, because I'm oldest daughter of 4, and that's a lot.
It is, again, I have learned I'm the one who's always making sure everybody's straight. And over the years, especially this year, the biggest thing that I've learned is I have to prioritize myself and put myself first as a priority. They're gonna be okay.
Yes.
They're gonna be fine. But I have learned that I have to prioritize me and what I need. And the biggest thing that I need at the moment is just literally just taking the time to just push everybody out and push everybody away and just spend time. Literally right now, I make sure that I'm cutting my laptop off at 7-8 o'clock. Okay. I literally lock myself out of my phone. Look, I lock myself out of my Gmail. I lock myself out of all of the social profiles, because I'm constantly checking on, for the foundation. I like myself out of my email, I think at 9. I literally am just watching the Food Network now. I'm like, that's what you're gonna have to. I'm like, because baking or cooking, that's my favorite thing to do. So it's like I've started making sure that I'm not putting so much time and energy, because it's gonna be good. I already know my skill set. I'm gonna make sure it's perfect. I'm gonna make sure everything I've done, it's been great. And I don't say that to be like,
it's just facts.
It is. That's just the stat
for that to be the fact. Yes. Yeah.
Stat of it. So it's like, it's gonna be fine, but I have to make sure that I am getting when your doctor says you need to get those 7 to 8 hours of rest, get those 7 to 8 hours. Do not spend up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning typing out that thing. You need to get that rest. Okay. And stop
me today.
Stop doing that. I'm telling you right now from experience, get them 7, 8 hours of sleep. Okay. Make sure you're eating your vegetables. Stop snacking. That's the big thing too. Because the biggest thing I've learned again is that I am snacking through. If something is going wrong or something is all over the place, I'm going to snack through it. You can't snack. We're learning the deep breathing exercises instead, or we're walking on the little treadmill. If it's not too cold outside, if Michigan don't do what she do, she was 70 on Tuesday, Wednesday. Now she's
it's gonna snow this weekend. Anyway,
making sure you're doing some type of exercise. So it's like putting my body and my mental health first, because I didn't realize that taking care of friends, relationships, and things like that, how much stress and strain it puts on you personally. I did not know that.
But the fact is, you're going to make sure everybody's good regardless.
And that's the thing. I have to make sure that I'm prioritizing myself before I start prioritizing everybody. And that's what I was doing with the foundation too. Because my goal for the foundation, as we're working in classrooms too, is to be that big cousin. I want to be that big cousin for kids. The big cousin that you go to.
Example.
Exactly. I want to be that big cousin for them that they can go up to and they can talk to, and then if they got this question, that's my goal for. But again, I can't prioritize that. It's going to happen, but it's going to happen over time. It's not going to be the biggest thing. So just taking care of yourself. And I know you hear it a lot, but coming from my experience and all of the things that I've gone through over these past few years, you have to put yourself as a priority.
100%.
You have to do it. And if you don't, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it physically, and it's going to hurt.
And it's the fact of the matter that when you take care of yourself first, everybody, I know it sounds cliche, but everybody gets the overflow, but they get the best version of you. If they're getting the worst version of you and you're putting them first, but they're getting this shitty version of you, I don't want to take that somewhere else. You know what I mean? And you say this is a physical thing. I 100% agree. I've talked about this on the show a little bit, but I've worked on healing myself. I started getting crazy gout flare-ups. It's like onset arthritis in the feet. And it was every month that I had a festival, I would have this huge flare-up. I couldn't walk for a week and a half. And this was happening, and it was happening every time I had a festival. And my doctor was like, most people only experience this once or twice in their life. And I was like, okay, why is it happening so often? And I had to change my diet. I had to change my priorities. I had to change all of these things. I've been alcohol-free for over 6 years. I've been red meat-free for over 6 years, all of these little things. And then I realized that some of it is stress-induced.
It's literally
stress-induced. And I was like, it's not hereditary, it's not dietary, it's stress-induced. Inflammation in my joints is stress-induced.
Mine has been, I've gone unconscious. So mine has been, mine is food induced. So I was saying the snacking. So now I cannot do ultra processed foods because I would eat so many snacks trying to figure out, okay, we got to do this, and this. If I eat anything now, and I thank God for my healing, because honestly, that experience in itself has brought me closer to him, because I've been like, this is not making any sense. I'm like, what is going on? But it's like I didn't realize what I was eating and the effect that it was having on my body would cause the unconsciousness.
Oh my God.
So no, don't eat your ultra processed foods, please,
Yeah.
y'all. Make sure you get your greens. Make sure you get all of the stuff that you're supposed to do, because please, and prioritizing yourself. And you're not going to understand it, and whatever the Lord puts you through, whatever the journey is that you're going through, it is not going to make sense. But at the end of the day, it's going to draw you closer to Him, and it's going to make you're going to be like, oh, this is why.
Oh, I get it now.
It is not going to make sense, because I was still trying to figure out. I'm like, why are we doing this? But it's frustrating. But I'm telling you, it's going to just draw you closer to Him, and it's just everything's just going to spell out.
I was talking to a physician's physician, and he was saying that physicians and nonprofit executives and leaders have the most dis-ease and sickness, and usually like run into these problems much faster because they are caring for everybody but themselves. And when he told me that, I was literally in the middle of a flare-up, and I couldn't even like stand on my foot. I was like sitting, and the active person that I am, not being able to walk I feel like shackled, right? And so he was just like telling me this. He was like, you got to put your priority, you got to put yourself first as a doctor. He was like, but I see it all the time, and there's reports about it. Nonprofit leaders are usually getting sick the fastest because everybody else is a priority. And the thing is, if you go down, the organization goes down, and you wanting to be the supporter of all of these people and putting all these other people first and putting yourself second, and then the organization and the programs end because you can't do it, is literally the opposite of what you're trying to accomplish. It's literally the opposite.
So please, it doesn't matter whatever thing you was building. I don't care if it's a nonprofit, if it is a business.
Yep.
Make sure that the business is everything is gonna be fine, y'all. Okay, the stats that you got, whatever long list of stats that you got behind your name, you gonna make sure it get done. Okay. 100%. But for future you, this is me talking to future you. Go sit down. Please go sit down. Don't go to another event. Don't go to another networking event. Don't send out another email. Send an email out in the morning. It's gonna be fine.
Yep.
Go sit your butt down.
Yep. Okay? Literally last night I could not sleep. Normally, I pat myself on the back. I'm a real good sleeper. I'm really good at it. I get my 7. I'm good at it. But last night I could not sleep, and so I just woke up. I was like, you know what? I had all these, like, my brain was like all these tabs open. So I canceled everything but this today. I was like, that was one of the things that was on my list of things to do. I was like, I am not going to be able to make this meeting. We cannot do this coffee chat. I cannot go to this event. I was like, I canceled all the things. And then I like sent a couple emails, and I closed out like 17 tabs. And I was like, wow, I feel so much lighter. And guess what I'm going to do today? I'm going to take a nap. I'm not going to work through the day. I worked till 3 a.m. I don't normally do that. That is not who I am as a person. But I was like, you're talking to me, because last night I literally worked till 3 a.m. and I was like,
go to sleep.
This is not going to become a habit. I'm not going to do this very often. But yeah, I was like, I'm only going to go to one event a week. Any more than that is unnecessary.
You know everybody. You already know everybody. You know what they look like. You got their number. You got their email. You got them. I'm talking to me too. You don't need to go. You got everything in place.
Or you haven't done any of the communications with the people that you met at the last networking event that you went to.
So now you got a pile, and now the to-do list is getting longer.
I love this so much. This is such great advice. Like, it's so hard to wrap your head around, like, oh my gosh, like, this is what's asking me. People keep asking me to come to things, right? Especially if you're an executive, if you're a leader in an organization, people gonna ask. That's what they're supposed to do. It's their job to ask you. It is not your job to say yes to everything.
It's not. And the biggest thing I want to say is that you have to spell out the date. And this is what I've been doing over the last. Consistency is going to be your biggest thing. Okay. So the biggest thing that I've been doing, and I literally have to change it a little, just the days around, but I set Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for doing work. Okay. We work the whole day. Tuesdays and Thursdays is when I only open up my availability. Because what I've learned about myself is that I have to sit somewhere and it be quiet, or it be like a little coffee room or something like that, and get the work done. If I hop on a call and then try to do some work, I'm still in conversation mode, so I can't switch on and off. So I'll dedicate just Tuesdays and Thursdays just to meeting.
Yep.
Then I'll dedicate Mondays and Wednesdays to Friday, and that's how I start flowing out the work. Because if not, it's just not going to get done. So you have to start. Yes, you have to start scheduling stuff. You have to become also too more valuable of yourself as well too. Take yourself more seriously and what you're setting for yourself. Because a lot of times we just throw stuff off and be like, okay, yeah, I'll get to it later, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll never get to it. But it's like you have to make sure whatever, like just like you send out those emails to those people like, hey, I need this back in this time. Hey, I need this back. Or if you don't get this back, we're not be able to do blah, 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 blah. So it's like whatever you set for yourself, you have to be serious about whatever's in your calendar that you set for you. That's Or you take yourself serious in the process that you're in, because you're asking all of those things for everybody. Right, doing those things.
I started even doing only 1 day a week. When I was full-time at Bamboo, I only did 1 day a week for meetings. And some people just didn't have the availability. And I was like, sure, you can talk to a team member, but if you want to talk to me, I'm available on Tuesdays. My next available Tuesday is in 7 weeks from now.
And if that's...
Are you available in 7 weeks from now on a Tuesday? Between 10 and 3? Otherwise, you got to talk to my team. And I want to bring that back now that I'm like doing both time, which is crazy, but and we didn't even get to talk about your business, and I don't want to like, okay, we got 10 minutes left. Tell us about 7 Point Digital.
Yes, so 7 Point again is what we've learned all about in corporate life and everything. So that sits on the HR and training side, right? So I'm all about creating like the playbooks, creating like the knowledge hub for businesses, especially small businesses and startups and things like that. The biggest thing that I've learned, especially being there, was that all the information is siloed out, right? Yes. So when I would go ask somebody a question, they would be like, you would have to talk to her. But then she wouldn't be in to like a week and a half from now, 2 weeks. I'm like, well, is there some way that you can find this information? He's like, no, she has it. I'm like, okay. So it was very frustrating. And I was like, there has to be some type of way that we can put all of this information for teams, for departments in one spot. So I've been working with Trainual over the last few weeks, and building out all of the company information. So as you're building out your small business, as you are growing your small business, or as you are scaling your small business, all of this information needs to be documented. You don't think it needs to be documented, but it absolutely does, because it's living inside your head, which is also causing you stress and pressure.
I think I always wear hats. There's a big brain under here that needs to be removed. Not removed, but it needs to be put somewhere.
It has to be. So you have to take, so when we do those brain dumps and things, so my biggest thing as I've been working with people is making sure that one, we come in, we have a discovery call, making sure, hey, what is the different information, the different departments that you're trying to build? What information do you have? Do that brain dump, figure out what departments need what, and then building out a playbook for that. So having your company overview ready, right? So what does your company do? The purpose of it, the values, all of those different things. Because again, it's in your head. But when you go to hire, how are you going to then display that information to them? Because you're saying you're going to hire people, you're going to grow. But what are you doing to make sure that happens? Is everybody on the same page? That's the biggest thing. Does everybody know what you are doing? Yes, you know what you're doing. But even as you're displaying back to clients, as you're displaying back to your employees, how is everybody on the same page? Are y'all all talking the same lingo? Are you doing those things? Yes or no? And more than likely, it is a no, and that is okay. So developing those SOPs, and those are standard operating procedures. So explaining how a task is done. So my biggest thing is either doing it through videos or making sure that it's just smooth, straight, and just simple. My biggest thing is make sure everything is just easy to understand. Okay. Michigan taught me, okay, it does not have to be that hard to define these things. Okay. It can be very simple definitions of things. Okay. But explaining what those different things are and developing those playbooks and making sure that everybody has access to it. So developing those knowledge hubs and making it fun. I always use animated videos, animated content with my partner, and it's been absolutely fun. Some of our content is actually over in Canada, which is absolutely amazing. Yes, some of our digital literacy content, which when I was creating it a couple years ago, I did not know that it was gonna, I put it on
international.
Right. I'm like, it's on YouTube. So, you never know who's watching your stuff on YouTube. So it's just making sure that everything is fun and accessible to everyone, but don't make it so dreary, because, when you think corporate or when you think business, you think, oh, it's just this long PDF. Everybody's not going to read that long PDF, honey.
No.
They're not reading it. I'm not reading it. I'm letting you know. If you send me a 72-page PDF, no.
Yeah. I read the bolded and the bulleted.
Okay, that's all we're doing. So that's what we're working on at 7 Point Digital, helping everybody, the small businesses, the folks that are growing and scaling, those startups, as they are getting ready to build everything out, making sure that everything is spelled out and ready to go for employees and clients.
I love that. That is such a smart use of your talents and you're in the right space to do it. You're in the right, I know you're sitting in Bamboo right now. That's the right place to do it. That is the right place. Oh, I love this. Okay. I have 2 more questions for you. Question number 1 of 2 is, where do we find you on the internet? You, your foundation, your business, whatever your antics are, all that beautiful stuff.
So you can find the Austin Foundation at theaustinfoundation.org. I should have said that. You can find me and all of the consulting content at CEO.Cydney on Instagram. Or you can find me on LinkedIn at Cydney Hill and just type it in. I'll be the first one that pops up. Normally they'll say the Austin Foundation and 7 Point Digital right underneath.
Perfect. And we'll tag it down below. This is question 1.1b. I know you have a lot of things coming up for the Austin Foundation. What you got coming up?
Okay, so our next biggest event for the year is our March Mania basketball tournament. Again, this is our annual tournament. And again, we are always looking for ways to involve the community, meeting the students where they're at. We'll be hosting it at University Prep Art and Design, Sunday, March 22nd. Tickets are $15. They include a hot dog, a chip, and a canned beverage. DJ, okay, we're gonna make sure y'all got some food because I said our family is all about food. Yeah, make sure you're good. So we'll have that. But we're super excited. All student participants, the registration is still open. You'll be going through your rookie contract challenge, which I'm very excited about because I'm all about, again, simulation-based learning. It's so much fun. So all of the participants will have and will receive either a $500,000 contract, $1 million contract, or a $5 million contract. And we want to test and see, how are you going to spend that money? What are you going to do with your taxes? Are you going to get the luxury apartment? Are you going to get the house? Are you going to start investing? So we want to see all of those different things. So I think that is going to be super fun and exciting. That's our first year of that taking place. But that is, again, taking place March 22nd from 9 to 6 at University Prep Art and Design.
And if I wanted my child to participate in this, or if I am a student and I want to participate in this, do I just go on the website and register? Like, how does that work?
Yes. So you can go directly on the website at theaustinfoundation.org. You'll see a little tab that says March Mania, or you can do the austinfoundation.org/March-Mania, but just go austinfoundation.org.
Yeah. And if I'm watching this after March, like, let's say this is in the future and I'm watching it and I'm like, I dig this. Is there other things that I can participate in?
Absolutely. We are always looking for volunteers as well, too. So we volunteer out of University of Michigan stadiums and at Ford Field. And we're also looking for volunteers inside of the classroom. So all upcoming events are listed on our site on the austinfoundation.org/volunteer. So you can sign up there as well too. So we have our upcoming, I think Supercross is coming up at Ford Field. I think Monster Jam. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff at Ford. So just go ahead, visit the site, the austinfoundation.org. Everything is there.
I love it. Okay, that was like 7 questions in my question 1. I have follow-ups. I just needed to like lock it in. Okay, and then my last question is, what is your last piece of advice based on our conversation or whatever's coming to you for our viewer today?
Put the Lord first in everything that you're doing. As long as you got the Lord centered at your life, everything else is going to flow. And I'm telling y'all, as soon as I put the Lord first, this stuff is flowing so fast that I'll just be like, you just got to go to bed. You cannot not go to sleep at this point. It is so many things going on. And I'm so grateful for them that you just got to stay faithful, stay humble, and keep on doing what you're doing. Do not let what anybody is, it's gonna be them people, it's gonna be in certain friends, it's gonna be like, oh girl, you're not gonna be able to do that. It's gonna be some person over here, some person over there, like, oh, well, do you really think that you should be doing it? Especially being younger, everybody's not gonna take you serious, but you're gonna have to push at it and keep on going. Don't be worried about what nobody got to say, because I don't know how many people have told me that I'm not going to be able to do what I'm able to do right now, or what I'm doing right now. How many people have said no? Oh, you're not going to do that. Oh, you're doing it with your family, blah, 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 blah. No, just keep on doing what you are doing and put the Lord first in whatever you do. And you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. And sure enough, you'll be on the beach in Hawaii.
Soon enough. You know what I recently learned? I realized that the people, I used to put so much emphasis on the people that told me no or rejected me or didn't understand. They just didn't get it. And I used to put a lot of emphasis on them. And I'm like, oh, they're just not for me.
They're not.
This is a blessing. This is such a huge blessing that I don't have to go through this and find out at the end that we're not meant for each other. That this is not supposed to work out.
It hurts so much. Because you're like, I thought that because we've been friends for so long, we've known each other for so long. Yeah. You think that how could they say those things, or why would they not support me, or why would they come to here and act like that? They're not for you. And that is absolutely okay. And the people that are for you, that the Lord has, they're going to come to you.
Oh, and they'll be there every time. Double fist, full-handed, ready to go. Ready to
go. But again, it is your faith walk in it. If you believe it and you keep on going at it, you're going to be okay.
Amen. Oh my God, this was such a good talk. I can't believe this is not you said this was your first podcast?
Yes, I've never been.
Oh yeah, we need to fix that. We need to get you on more podcasts. Yeah, you need to be yes. This was
Just let me know.
I got you. This was such a good show. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful for you, your wisdom, your energy, the work that you're doing in the community, your family. I always love seeing you at the Bamboos, whether it's you, your brother, all you got. Like, anytime I see one of you, I'm excited. So I'm just so grateful that we got to talk to each other on the show and you got to share your story and your experience. It's so beautiful. I'm excited to see what your future unfolds for you. You're gonna be nationwide in no time.
And I received that over my life. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're helping so many people. That's so beautiful. So if y'all are in the Michigan area or wherever you are, look up the Austin Foundation. Cydney's here. She's available. She'll talk to you if she's got a Tuesday or Thursday available.
Thank you.
Okay. And thank you so much. This is the Let's Glow Show. We'll be back with another creative entrepreneur in a few weeks. If you haven't heard, the Revamp Clothing Swap Festival is happening April 11th at the Jam Handy. So get your closets cleaned out because we're about to reset for the spring. And we just locked in our July location. We'll be at Dream Detroit, July 18th. So get your closets ready, get your friends ready, get your bags ready. We going swapping. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next week. Bye.